A footnote to my trip to Paris by Rivka Sullivan. As soon as I put my foot down, I know something is wrong. The pencil, which had been a broken, dingy old pencil, the kind of pencil you would think was just in a fight and lost, that pencil is now inside the heel of my foot. I don't know what to do. Both of my parents are at work, and there's no way I'm letting anyone take this pencil out of my foot. I sit around for the rest of the day until my parents come home. Of course, just my luck, they aren't coming straight home from work. On this day, they have a wedding after work, so I sit and do nothing all day. I'm not going anywhere since I'm only capable of using one of my legs. My parents finally arrive home and I'm given 3 options. First choice, stop wriggling and let my mom try and take it out. This does not seem like the most inviting idea since that is what she had just been trying to do for the past 10 minutes. Second choice, go to the hospital and have them cut it out of my foot. But I am definitely not a fan of the hospital. This leaves my third choice, hope that it dissolves into my skin. So, being the genius I am, I choose option 3. There's no way I am going to the hospital for this. As I go to bed that night, little do I realize what my decision will soon do to my life. The next morning, we have plans to go ice skating with all my cousins. I've been ice skating since I was a little girl. I know you don't use your full foot while ice skating, really just the ball of your foot. I'm going to be fine. As I wake up the next morning, I realize that I can't walk properly without stepping on the area of my foot with a pencil in it. That's okay, I tell myself. The hole will heal quickly, and then I'll walk as if nothing happened. With my always impeccable logic as my guide, we go ice skating. Every jump, spin, or turn shoots pain through my foot. If only I had just chosen option 1. New Year's Eve comes, and while my cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings, parents, and I wait for the ball to drop, I sit, waiting with my foot in a pan of hydrogen peroxide. I'm hoping that this treatment will either close the hole in my foot or take the pencil out. Once again, we are not going to the hospital. I'll just keep quiet about the little pain in my foot, because the more I complain, the more my family will try to convince me to let someone take it out. No one will be taking it out. No such luck with the hydrogen peroxide. My pencil and I are not to be parted yet. As I go to school every morning, I grow accustomed to my new walk. Well, rather, my limp, in which I seem to be walking properly while actually avoiding most of my foot. It was like playing the floor is lava, but with only one leg. Mid-January arrives, bringing winter vacation, and my family, cousins, and I are going to France. We arrive in France, and at this point, it has been close to a month of walking funny and silently enduring pain. My best friend, the pencil, has faded into the background of my life and has just become another daily annoyance that I am quite accustomed to. As I walk my strange little hobble, which I'd perfected to look normal around the streets of Paris with my cousins, we chat and laugh. By the second day in this magical place, we have climbed l'Arc de Triomphe, the Eiffel Tower, and done a walking tour through the Palace of Versailles. It has become such a part of me that I hardly remember that there is a pencil in my foot. That night, after a long day of walking, I go into my parents' hotel room as my mom, uncle, and I discuss which restaurant we should go to the next day. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce and happen to notice that my pencil-shaped hole that I've grown quite accustomed to is looking a little off. I realize something is coming out of it. What is happening? I plop my foot onto my mother's lap, and then out comes a piece of dirt. Wait, not dirt, but a piece of lead, as in the lead from a wooden pencil. The lead didn't dissolve into my foot as we had thought it would, but rather just fell out. Wow, my entire family was called in to look at the strangeness of what had just happened, as if it were magic and it was never in my foot to begin with. The lead looked perfect enough to write an essay with. The pencil hadn't dissolved at all. I bandage up my foot that night with Neosporin and feel a sense of relief that hopefully the hole in my foot would soon start closing up. Our Paris trip instantaneously felt like it was going to be the best trip yet. This would seem to be the end of my story, you would think. Within 3 days, we arrive home from Paris, back to real life and school. Many important things are coming up this month, things that mostly required walking without a hole in my foot, such as ice skating and volleyball semifinals. However, despite it already being a week since the lead came out, the hole has yet to close. Little did I know that the hole in my foot would be turning into Mary Poppins' bag. It has now been close to 2 weeks since we landed in New York, and as I sit down on the couch, we notice another substance coming out of this mysterious black hole. The substance is so strange. This time it is the wood from my friendly pencil that just flies out. Wood that we didn't even know existed. Like a massive splinter, a chunk of wood has been sitting in the bottom of my foot for the past 2 months. This time, nobody knows what to do. We grab the broken pencil that has lost the battle with my foot. The pencil was pretty broken to begin with, so we had no idea how much wood could possibly be in there. However, after close to an hour of fussing with my little black hole, we put a Band-Aid on it and I go off to bed. Not to worry though, soon after, the little hole in my foot closes up and I'm left with the coolest and possibly strangest tattoo in the world. Now, 4 months later, I can say that it is so cool to have a pencil-shaped tattoo on the bottom of my foot. I can also say I definitely made the right decision as I now have an epic story out of it. If I had just gone to the hospital and had them cut it out, I wouldn't have gotten such a cool story. Through this whole ordeal, I've learned 2 valuable lessons. First, that having the ability to walk normally without a constant pain in the bottom of your foot is truly a blessing. However, secondly, and definitely more importantly, I've learned to avoid wooden pencils at all costs.